Greetings, dear viewers. This is World of Warcraft with a controller rather than with a mouse and keyboard, which has been pretty fun to play, I gotta say. I watched a video recently about how to set this up, and I'm gonna put that video's link in this video description, so if you want to go watch that video and get the barest bit of information about how to set this up, you can go there and watch that other one. It interested me enough to want to try it out, but to be honest, the video that I'm going to be linking only gives you the barest information that you need and even leaves out some things. So what I'll do is I'll put the latest links to the downloads that you need in my video description underneath that link to kind of help you get started. This does require some setting up yourself. You're going to have to go through the settings and do some things with your controller and with all of your settings to set up your preferences to how you like. I got it as far as I have. I've got this set up going as far as I have just by messing around with it in my spare time, like maybe an hour at a time or something like that, or less even. Maybe a little bit more. I'm going to say an average maybe of like 45 minutes to an hour. In the past 2 or 3 days, just tinkering with this and getting it to where I wanted. I played my Death Knight, I've played my Rogue, and I'm on my Rogue right now. I wanted to play my Rogue with this because Rogues are like probably the most mechanically intensive class in World of Warcraft. And, you know, if you can play a Rogue with a controller, then you can probably play any class with a controller. Maybe not healers. I don't know. The point is, this setup right here is basically for leveling, doing some quests, maybe doing some dungeons and stuff like that. But for high-end raiding and for PvP, you're probably not going to want to use a controller with this particular setup, or maybe at all, because it's just not efficient. You can't really play World of Warcraft at your 100% best with a controller. Well, I don't know. I kind of hesitate to make that statement definitively. I'm going to leave that kind of loose, kind of open-ended there, because I think if you get your key mappings and everything set up right, and you play with the controller long enough, maybe you can start doing things like that. Anyway, one of the things that I wanted to highlight about this is, since I am playing with a controller, I'm not using the mouse to control the camera or anything along those lines, and I'm using one external piece of software called WoWMapper to get World of Warcraft to recognize the controller, and 2 add-ons for the game, one called Dynamic Cam and the other called Console Port for World of Warcraft. And we can see what these, you know, that it adds all kinds of really cool things to the game so that you can use your controller to navigate everything and actually be able to play the game. But those 2 add-ons add a whole lot to World of Warcraft. As you can see, the game doesn't even look like the normal World of Warcraft that you can see, where you know, if you play WoW, if you have played WoW in the past, or if you currently play it, you probably have seen it played or have played it with the camera zoomed way out and you're kind of looking down at your character, and that removes a lot of the detail of the game. It really does. It doesn't make the World of Warcraft feel like a world. It makes the World of Warcraft feel like a map in a game that you're playing in. But with these camera settings, like we can see those mountains and stuff like that off in the background, and you get a sense of scale for your character, because this feels like an action RPG style game. You know what, let me get into some combat here so I can show you folks what that's all about, because that's probably what you're wanting to see. Actually, I don't know what that is over there. Is that an Alliance player? Oh my goodness, is that an Alliance player? No, it's a paratrooper. Okay, that would have been cool, because I am on a PvP server. Anyway, I'm gonna stealth and go attack this paratrooper over here so you folks can see what combat is like. And targeting things feels so good with a controller too because of the scanning system. Let me get into combat here. I'm going to try not to kill this Alliance too quickly, but I do want to kind of stun lock him because I'm a rogue. I do that kind of thing. So we're going to do this whole number and then... Whoa, apparently I'm being attacked with an aerial attack. Yep, there it goes. Okay, didn't want to mess with that too much. But anyway, yeah, as you can see here, I'm playing pretty efficiently with the controller as it is. You just gotta really get your muscle memory down with the mappings that you choose to use, and you can do some really cool things. I don't know if any of you are aware, or maybe you are. I'm just coming back to World of Warcraft after a long time, but they have a new targeting system that's called scan targeting. And actually, there's a feature here that I don't really have turned on now, do I? No, let me turn this on real quick. This will give you a chance to see the system, see the control systems here. So I'm gonna go into controls, and I'm gonna go over to, I believe it's interface, or is it controls? Okay, highlight next target, always on, and I'm gonna hit save settings like that. And now, as I scan around the map, or as I scan around with my camera, we can see, I'm gonna try and get close enough to a target to actually showcase this. We can see that my You can see the little circle underneath that paratrooper right there, that Battle Worn paratrooper. That tells me that's what it's going to target next. See, whenever I move my camera away from him, it targets, or it moves the target, and if I move toward that character, it's scanning for another target. And then whenever I press my, my scan target setup, which for me is L1 and R1, it will target that character. And it's just really easy to target things like that. And let's say I want to switch. You can see already that it's switching over back and forth. That character highlights over there. Oh, he's going to die because we got this Hosen over here that targeted him. But the highlighting targets and stuff like that feels really natural, feels really good. And it just works very well for melee characters at the very least. I haven't tried a ranged character just yet. I might load up D and play an Elemental or Resto Shaman in that regard. But anyway, there's like the boss of this particular area. I'm going to go ahead and target him, and we're going to go stun lock him. Going to open up with it. Oh, well, apparently we're not going to stun lock him. Yeah, I messed up on that part. Get off my free shot. Put up a finishing move. I am going to stun him, though, because I want to. Boom, got a stun off right there. Get away from his little AoEs. Don't want to be targeted by that. And then finish him off. Okay, there we go. Pretty good stuff, man. It feels good. I'm getting my combos off. You can see I got combo points going. Also, you can see combat feels a lot different like this. Like, if you just watch that fight, you can see that combat feels, you feel more in the combat. You're maneuvering, the camera's moving around and stuff like that with the head tracking and stuff. It feels really good. It feels like a completely different game. And you're just watching me do some, basic fighting as I do some commentary here, but I did some dungeons earlier, and I did some PvP earlier, and it turned out better than you might think. Anyway, let's go ahead and select a target here. This guy will be it. This guy we are going to stun lock. Boom. 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 The stun lock. Also, if you're not familiar with the changes they've made to WoW, which I was not, there's some really cool stuff that happened with these classes. It took me a little bit to get accustomed to some of these things. Like, I don't think I have kidney shot anymore. Or cheap shot? No, I have cheap shot. I don't have kidney shot anymore. Maybe one of the other specs does. But now I've got a gun that stuns them, and I can just shoot people. Like, just straight up shoot them. Just like, what's up? Boom! That's a combo point. I can just shoot the crap out of him and add combo points the whole way. And then I'll stun him like that with the gun as well. It's pretty freaking cool, man, the things that you can do now. Also, it's like, oh man, I'm getting in kind of a little bit of trouble here. Let me just do this. I've got a freaking grappling hook, and I can get out. And it's like, oh man, I'm even more trouble now. Boom. The good old classic Cloak of Shadows Vanish combo is still available to me. It's so cool. The grappling hook in particular was one thing that I've always thought rogues should have in World of Warcraft. I've always wanted them to add more gameplay to the game. Things like more movement abilities and stuff like that. Things that help you, feel like it's the kind of character that you want to be playing, or like it fits the character. Before, everything was all about target-based abilities and, chaining combos together and stuff like that. But now we've got things that add another level of gameplay and more tactics and things like that. Because this grappling hook isn't just useful for moving around on flat locations. You can also use it in other ways. Let me go and pop it. Well, I'll pop back into stealth here. And you can do things like this. I'm not sure if this is actually going to work, because I am just experimenting now with this, but maybe this will work for me. Whoop, let me up there. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, I fell anyway. I feel like I should have been able to stand on that, but there are areas in this game that you can get to, obviously, because the game is designed for flying mounts. You can get to higher areas in the game, and it's just really handy to be able to do that in combat and on foot. It's just really cool overall. But anyway, let's do this. Oh, this guy was just getting down there. Oh, now he's running. There is no escape from me, sucker. Boom! I love that gunshot. That is so fun. That is such good stuff. I'm really liking this. Anyway, as you can see, the controller works just fine. I've got access to most of my abilities. I don't have all of them mapped right now. I have the basics mapped. I'd say I'm probably about 50 to 70% where I want to be with this controller setup. I am showing you this in its early stages. Maybe I'll leave it as is because I'm having fun playing the game now. And I don't know how much more of this I'm going to tweak. But of course, I will have to make a different setup for every character that I play. So maybe my Shaman setup is a little bit different from this one. My Death Knight setup is a bit different from this one as well. But I like Exalamon's setup. He's a lot simpler to play than Too Bad For You is. But look at this. Look at how we're moving right now. We can see this bridge, and we're just moving around in the world, kind of almost as it was meant to be seen, instead of that normal panned out, looking down at your character kind of view. I mean, look at that. Look at that beautiful view of that bridge back there. The scenery here in Pandaria is it Pandaria? The scenery here in Pandaria is gorgeous, and you don't really get a sense of that whenever you're playing World of Warcraft normally, because with mouse and keyboard you have a camera that's pulled way back. Oh look, you can see scan targeting doing its thing over there. What is that exactly? A smoky porcupine? Okay, maybe we should get doing some questing so you folks can see what that's like. And I find that whenever I quest, I sometimes run into issues that I have to try and solve with a controller in different ways, which can generally be kind of cool to see, I think, if you guys were to see that. I wouldn't mind showing off that kind of thing. What is that there? A Jade Guardian. Okay, well, anyway, I gotta find my next quest here. Let's see. So we're gonna open the map, which is accessible with the controller just fine. And I need to get to this area over here, I think. Oops, let me just, as you can see, there are still some issues, but you get used to them. I gotta get back over there, actually, so let's get back over there. Wait, what is this that I picked up? I don't even know what this is that I picked up. Let's drop it right here and see what it is. Crystallized water. Why is that there? How come I picked up crystallized water? That's awkward. Let's grab that and just pull it off the bar. I don't need that. Oh, you'll also notice this quick cast bar right here. Also extremely handy. Let's say I'm low on hit points and I need to eat some food. It's a matter of just opening up the quick cast bar, highlighting the item that you want to use, and then releasing. Now we're going to see Too Bad's going to just eat some food. Obviously, I don't need the hit points or anything right now, but it's extremely easy and accessible. And whenever you get quest items, as you do in World of Warcraft, sometimes you'll get quest items that you'll need to use. Whenever you get those quest items, they get added automatically. If you have the setting turned on, they get added automatically to that quick bar, or that quick circle. Quick cast bar, whatever it's called. So that you have easy access to them as well. It's all pretty good stuff. We got some... No, those are just normal Alliance NPCs. Okay, well, I'm going to move on and go to the location that I need to go to so that I can start the next quest, and I'll be back with you folks in a second. Okay, I am now where I need to be, and in case you're wondering how come I wasn't flying on my flying mount, it's because I don't have the necessary skill training to be able to use a flying mount in Pandaria yet. I don't know how much that costs. I don't even know 100% where to go for that right now. Like I said, I'm just coming back to World of Warcraft after a long break, and I'm not even sure I'm going to play it for very long. Just that video that I saw made me want to try out playing WoW with a controller, because I've been playing a lot of games with a controller lately, and I wanted to see how well it worked. And so far it's working well enough that it's got me interested in playing the game again, but I fully recognize that this is just a very novel thing, and I don't know how long that novelty is going to last, and if the amount of novelty that is there will carry me through into a genuine interest in continuing to play the game or not. So I just want to put that out there and make sure that that's clear. But in any case, I need to access the next area, or the next quest area. Oh, this is another cool thing that I wanted to show off as far as this is concerned. Alright, let me go ahead and dismount. So you can see the camera changes based on different settings or different scenarios. Now that I'm no longer mounted, the camera goes back to the much more immersive view that we were in before, where you get a good sense of scale and you get a good sense of place. But also, one cool thing is whenever you interact with an NPC, this one may not be the best one for it. Yeah, the camera also changes to another, much more, it feels like a different type of game even, kind of camera view. You've got a good view of like the NPC and your character, and you get like the dialogue in a different type of box instead of just that boring window with the parchment background that you normally get. But anyway, my quest requires me to go to Dawn's Blossom, so we're going to use the Flight Master, or as the Hosen called him, the Gruken Flapmaster, to do exactly that. So we're going to get sent to our next quest location and see what that's all about. And again, the camera shifts over to a different, more immersive kind of view. You notice how we're not centered in the camera view right here. We're just kind of off center to the right a bit. And being able to control the camera with a stick rather than the mouse, it just feels like a different kind of game altogether. It really does. Now, I am on a PvP server, so there's a small chance that I'm going to run into Alliance, but Mists of Pandaria is, I don't even know how many expansions back by this point, so, the chance that I'm going to run into Alliance right now, it's like 7 a.m. for me. It's kind of low. But Pandaria really does look gorgeous. It's a good-looking place. I do like this. This is fun. I'm level 87 right now. I feel like I can hit start still. And just bring this stuff up. Boom. Yeah. Level 87 Outlaw Rogue. Here's my gear and my stats and things like that. So That's what that's all about. And you can see here as I navigate the different windows of the game, we do have a cursor that can be used. You can use the direction keys or the direction buttons on your controller to access that. Alright, discovered Dawn's Blossom. Lore Walker Cho, he's the next part of this quest. He says, hi. Let's go ahead and access this here.
Greetings.
How's it going, Lore Walker? Welcome to Dawn's Blossom, a home of my people. Sadly, I must depart. Alas, a Lore Walker's work is never done. Make yourself at home, our people could surely make use of one with your talents. Okay, and he says, greetings, too bad for you. That's his first one. You can see down in the lower right there, it says 2 of 4, 3 of 4, 4 of 4 in the dialogue box. I find that the dialogue is a lot easier and more fun to read whenever it's delivered in smaller bits like this, like one sentence at a time, the way it does here. It's taking the normal quest text and just displaying it in a different way, which is pretty awesome. I find it's a lot easier, a lot quicker, and a lot more fun, really, to read through quest text with this type of setup. It just seems to work a lot better for me. So anyway, I'm going to complete the quest.
Friend, this is Dawn's Blossom, the heart of Pandaren life here in the Jade Forest. If you wish to make an impression, I am certain many of these citizens could use your help.
So Dawn's Blossom is a quest hub. I'm not sure you folks want to see me actually play World of Warcraft, as it is an MMORPG, even though we've got this cool new setup. Wait, what are these kids doing following me all over the place? But this is a quest hub, and it's just all about doing quests and finishing the quest for the NPCs. And we all know that in MMORPGs, that kind of thing can get kind of boring to just watch, even though it might be sort of fun to play. And even playing it normally is not really that fun anymore these days because the MMORPG formula has just become so rote to many of us. But I don't know, with this new novel way of playing the game, I'm having a good time even doing just basic quests. So I'm not sure if you folks actually want to see me do this or not. But I think just as a means of showing off the way of playing this game, I'll go ahead and do maybe one quest, something like that.
Browse my wares.
So anyway, we can do things like shop as well. I seek training in Pandaren cooking. No, I don't want to do that. I would like to buy from you. So anyway, we've got the inventory stuff. Actually, I've been kind of meaning to sell some stuff here. I know none of this is useful to me. None of this in this bag is useful to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and sell it all. As you can see, selling is not really an issue. Just get rid of all that stuff. I don't know what this is. Oh yeah, I just unequipped that. I swapped that out. I should probably do my inventory management off camera because it doesn't look very fun for you folks to see this. But I just wanted to show that, yeah, all this does work. Very easy to navigate, a bunch of fun stuff like that. Press start to get out of there, and the camera zooms back to a much more usable view here. Oh, there is another thing that I wanted to show you folks. Let me go ahead and accept this quest real quick. Everything I know about cooking, I'm so glad you enjoy my food. Are you interested in the recipes? If so, you should learn them properly from my teachers in the Half Hill Market. Everything I know about the kitchen, I've learned from them. Say, if you happen to pass through here, would you deliver this note to Sungshin Ironpaw for me? She was my favorite teacher, and I want her to know that I miss her. Aw, that's cute. Okay, and then you get your quest objectives and the rewards down below that. And it shows that we are going to get an Ironpaw token, but you may be thinking, well, without a cursor, a mouse cursor, how are you going to inspect that? Well, there's an inspect button, as you see down there in the lower part of the screen there. If I press that, boom, shows what the Ironpaw token actually is. Represents your credit with the Ironpaw family of cooks, can be redeemed for cooking ingredients and other things at the Stockmaster in Half Hill Market. Not sure if I'm going to really need that, because I'm probably just going to get to level 90 and then leave Pandaria. But, yeah, it's pretty cool that you can do that kind of thing. So I'll go ahead and accept the quest. Now I'm going to actually move over here. I'm going to skip out on some of the other, picking up some of the other quests for just the time being, because I happen to know that there's a building up here, and if this is done, if this is set up correctly, whenever I walk in this building, yeah, the camera pulls in even closer, and it feels a lot better. Whenever you walk into a building and you can see it with this kind of view, it's kind of really, really cool, because you get to notice things that you didn't really notice before. Playing with the other camera angles, or the other camera views, the normal view of the camera. You see these stairs over here, you see these barrels underneath the stairs, you get to get real up close and see the people actually enjoying themselves in the bar. You get a good sense of detail, and a good sense of place with the way this is all set up. So anyway, I'm going to move up the stairs over here, and just take a look around, because I just want to see what this building is like. Also, this music is kind of, what? Okay, so this counts as outside, so the camera angle has pulled back to a much more usable camera angle for outdoors. and it just feels like you're outdoors now, just by merit of the camera pulling out that little bit. So anyway, that's all pretty neat, right? I mean, I like that stuff. That's pretty cool. And also the ability to be able to move around. It's like, what if I wanted to get back up there, right? I mean, they've given us that kind of capability now. Isn't that super cool? That feels very Rogue to me, being able to use a grappling hook to get on top of buildings and enter the building through an upper way rather than through the front door, you know, through a roof access. That's really cool. That feels very Rogue to me, and that's the kind of stuff that this game has needed for a long time. So I'm personally excited and having fun to be playing my Rogue again. I do want to pick up my Death Knight. I want to pick up at least one other class, D, as well, my Shaman, and see how that plays, because he has the advantage of being ranged and a healer, so I want to see how controller can benefit those. Anyway, maybe I should pick up this quest? No, I don't want to pick up that quest. What else was I going to do? There's a deliver a frigid time-warped prism. You know what? I think I'm not going to do any quests here, because I think that would just lengthen this video too much. If you want to see me actually do some actual gameplay, and do some questing and things like that, I'd be more than happy to do that. I mean, I just think it'd be boring to view. Mostly what I wanted to do was show off how this setup actually works out. Maybe I'll do some actual like let's play. Maybe not like a let's play, but I don't know how to put it. But you know, some more World of Warcraft content and show off more of what this can actually do and see how my controller setup actually evolves and things like that. If you've got any questions about this, not necessarily how to set it up. I don't really want to be answering questions on how to set it up because I myself haven't had the easiest time of it, and I don't have all the answers. I don't. And honestly, getting it to this point has been a little bit of a technical challenge because I've had to do some research into add-ons and stuff like that. So I don't know if I'm the best person to even ask about this sort of thing, but if you've got questions, maybe I can get to them or something like that. Leave them in the comments and such. And obviously, if you want to see some actual gameplay of this with some fighting and going around doing questing and things, let me know. I just hope this has been enough of a showcase for this kind of setup. Once again, the video that I saw that inspired me to try this out is going to be in the video description, and below that I will put links to the latest software that you need, which is, you know, WoWMapper, which makes World of Warcraft recognize your controller, and the two add-ons that you're going to need, which are Direct Cam and Console Port. I'll put the latest links to those in the video description as of the time of this upload, because if you go to the previous video, if you go to the video that I'm linking below and you go to that description, it's going to show you some out-of-date add-ons, and I had to go find the up-to-date ones myself, so I'll just go ahead and put links directly to the up-to-date ones for you in the description. But yeah, that will do it for now. Hope you folks enjoyed this. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you folks next time.